Hello and welcome. This is a build guide for Kamala Kahn. It's a support class build. And we're going to talk you through the stats, and then the gear pieces, and then the skills we're using. Right, heroic rating first. Resilience, armor, we're at 14.8%. Support heroic charge rate, we're at 21.8%. Now that's important because that's what you're going to use to buff your teammates and heal your teammates and revive your teammates. Valor, heroic effectiveness, 12-12. That's the damage that you're going to do with Embiggened. Crit damage, 202%. The stun status meter damage, 53.8%. Status resistance is at 29%. Now, onto the range rating. Now, the range rating is quite important for the two stats down the bottom in proficiency. And we'll start off with precision. Range damage 851. It's not the best, but we're not doing range damage that much. Assault heroic charge rate 3.8%. That's your palm strike. Now the two important ones are the ones down the bottom in proficiency. The crit chance and the perk chance. Now the crit chance is the most important because that is how we are going to charge all of our heroics. And that is at 20.3%, and the perk chance is at 19.6%. And now the melee rating. Now, might, we have melee damage and ultimate heroic charge rate. Our melee damage is at 1036, and our ultimate heroic charge rate is at 3.8%. That's the speed at which your Embiggened is going to charge. And the rest we've already been through in the other two ratings, so we're going to go on to the defense rating. Now resilience, we have 14.8% armor. Support heroic charge rate 21.8%. Max willpower, which is your health, is at 15,986. And the willpower recovery effectiveness is 146%. And now we're going to go on to the gear. And the first piece of gear we're going to look at is the Faultless Spark Bands. Now, these are important. These give you an 18.5% chance when doing melee critical attacks to grant a heroic charge burst for all heroics. That is why that crit chance is important, because we are going to charge all of our heroics with crits using these bracers. And then we're going to go on to the bands. Now these are the bands for the cloning lab. So we're only really going to use these when we're in the cloning lab. The ones that we need to get upgraded to 140 that we use in normal gameplay, these are going to give you a defensive buff when hitting enemies with a ranged critical, and they're going to give you a damage buff when hitting enemies with a ranged critical. So you can pop some ranged attacks into your rotations just to try and get you those buffs. Now the two important parts are the Marvelous Armaments and the Marvelous Crest when it comes to the support. Because the Marvelous Armaments, they give you Guardian Spirit and Heroic Assistance. Now the Guardian Spirit gives you a 15% damage reduction buff to any teammate affected by Team Spirit. So when you pop Team Spirit, which is your heal, all your teammates are going to get a damage reduction buff. And the chest piece also gives you charge rate to your heroic support ability of 18%. So that's going to charge team spirit even faster. Now the marvelous crest, mighty spirit, adds a damage buff to any team member affected by team spirit that increases all damage dealt by 20%. So not only are you buffing them with a damage reduction buff, but you are giving them a 20% increase in damage. And you're also going to give them a crit buff, because proficient spirit adds a critical attack chance bonus of 35% to any team member affected by team spirit. So that's where you're going to be doing your support through these two gear pieces. You're going to charge your heroics with the Faultless Spark Bands. You're going to be adding a damage reduction buff with the Marvelous Armaments. You're going to charge your support ability with the Marvelous Armaments. And you're going to grant 2 extra buffs with Mighty Spirit and Proficient Spirit. Okay, now on to the artifacts. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why are you not using the Darkhold book? Because the ring is going to give more orbs with cornucopia down the bottom. So you can press the left stick and the right stick to generate a random bounty of regen packs, heroic orbs and intrinsic orbs. And we are support class. So if we're not keeping people alive and staying alive ourselves, then we cannot support anybody. That is why we're using the ring, which I do need to get upgraded to the max to get to 150. Now, the 2 minor artifacts, these could be a bit better, but this is all we've got at the moment. So until we find any better ones, we are using a yellow ISO 8 with 2 lots of Valor on it. And we're using Gamma Resistance buff and Apex Breaker, which is 11.3% increased damage from all signature attacks. And we are using an orange ISO 8 with 3 lots of Resolve, which gives us defense rating. And that has got shock resistance of 6.3% and lightweight impulse, 50% increased stun damage from light combo finishers. And now we're going to move on to the skills. Okay, now the primary skills are the primary skills. Specialty, this is where the magic happens. Right, Healing Spirit, that's what we're going to use to buff our teammates. Now we're using Will to Live and Will to Fight, which gives us an extra 2 charges of Healing Spirit. And we obviously, Healing Spirit automatically revives down teammates, and in addition it's going to restore their willpower. And Defensive Spirit, Healing Spirit increases defensive strength by 20% while active. Now, in the Assault Heroic ability, we are using Too Slow, which is an explosive palm strike. And we're using Patty Cake. And the reason we're using Patty Cake is to generate extra heroic orbs. So when you high five a group of enemies, they've got a 40% chance of generating heroic orbs, which again is going to keep up all your heroic abilities. We are using Big Trouble, which extends the duration of Embiggened. We are using Fists of Fate. Critical attack does 35% more damage while embiggened. So again, this is going to recharge your heroic abilities. Because the more crits you do, the more chance you've got of generating your heroic abilities because of the braces. As you can see there, chance melee critical attacks grants a heroic charge burst for all heroics. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into your spin attack whilst you're in embiggened, hit as many enemies as possible, recharge embiggened, and I can tell you now that once you do that spin attack, that embiggened recharges fast. So getting back to the skills. Now for the masteries. For the masteries, we are using Heroic Energy Mastery. So that's increasing our heroic charge rate by 1% from dealing damage with light and heavy attacks. And we are also using the Takedown Mastery so that we can generate orbs from takedowns, which will also generate our heroic attacks. We are using the Concussive Range Mastery. We are using Grab Accuracy. And we are using Heroic Grab Mastery. So after slamming an enemy, we get a 25% chance to generate Heroic Orb after slamming or throwing a grabbed enemy. So again, more orbs, more charge rate, more specials. And we are using the Heroic Polymorph. Increases heroic energy regeneration by 15% while using polymorph. So when you're using polymorph, you're generating even more heroic energy. Polymorph defense reduces the damage received by 15% while using polymorph. Increased chance to land a critical hit whilst in polymorph. Because of the braces, we are charging heroic energy even more. Because of course, when we crit, we charge. And Cunning Resolve increases critical attack chance for polymorph attacks by 15%. Because again, when we crit, we charge. Intrinsic energy, we're using Adrenaline Surge, Intrinsic energy recharges faster the lower the current amount of willpower, up to a maximum of 30% bonus. So the lower our life gets, the quicker our intrinsic energy will recharge. And last but not least, rapid regeneration. Shining Will increases the recovery rate of willpower the lower the amount becomes, up to 50%. And now we'll get on with some gameplay, and I hope this helps you out. If it does, don't forget to subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit that bell notification. And I hope you enjoy the gameplay. And that's me done for now. I'll see you in the next one.
enemies have been defeated.
None shall defeat the god of thunder. Avengers, charge!
AIM will throw everything at you to keep their servers intact. Destroy them all. Look for a chest with gear nearby. There is a chest with gear close by. The enemies have been defeated. This is to stop you. That turbine is finished. Well done. of their agents is down. Excellent. Another agent down.
With the gods fight!
Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
We can do it!
The team are no longer a threat. Good work. I will stay alert for any new elite hives that appear.